Hey, shalom, shalom. First of all, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Chach Vadash. I want to give double honors unto the elders, the apostles of GMS, and shalom out there to the hopeful expedition's truth and all sincerity. Back again with another video, and I just wanted to go into just a little bit, man. Into this little term called cannibalism, man. And as you see up on the screen here, I got this Snickers, man. The Snickers have got an advert out there, and basically the slogan is, "You're not you when you're hungry." Right? So, and it's true. Okay, when you're hungry, man, you're not quite the same person you usually are. Right? But even more so when you're starving. Okay, not even just hungry, but starving. You know, due to famine, man. You're not acting how you would usually act, man. And the worst in you comes out, right? And this is where cannibalism, where people start eating each other, comes into play. Now, in this protected part of the world, in the these so-called first worlds, you know, people don't consider that these types of things can happen here. But we're coming into a time where the conditions are being created, right? That it will, right? We know there's food shortages in the world. Problems with supply. We know the food prices are rapidly rising. All right, so in a time soon to come, food's gonna be very scarce. Food's gonna be very hard to come by. All right, and we're heading into that time. Okay, and the scripture speaks about and prophesies about cannibalism, man. Okay, due to the lack of bread. All right, so I'm not gonna make this video too long because I don't even have that much space left on my phone right now. So I need to clear it out. But we're gonna grab this. It's second Ezra chapter 16. I'm gonna start from verse 17. Right, it says, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? Because the time of trouble is coming, man. Okay, the day of the Lord is coming. So the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine. Right, what we're witnessing and what we're hearing about is the beginning of famine. And we're already starting to see, or had been seeing, your supermarkets where the shelves are not as fully stocked as they would usually be. There's certain items you can't really get hold of anymore for one reason or another, right? And that's only going to continue to become, get worse as time goes on, right? So the beginning of famine, this is all part of the end times, right? So famine is a part of that, all right? And there's things that go hand in hand with famine, okay? Cannibalism it being one of them, all right? For the extremely desperate out there, that can't hold it down, that can't bear it, they're gonna go to extreme measures to survive. This is the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear. Okay, we know we've got wars and rumors of wars always happening. We've got the Ukraine-Russia thing going on right now. That's all part of it, But we know the main war, World War III is, it's going to take place in the Middle East, man. So, keep your eyes on that. All right, it says, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. Okay, and evil just means a bad time, and it's going to be a dreadful time. Okay, a time like no other. Okay, pursuant to Daniel chapter 12. Right? It says, what shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And you've had a good run, man. You've had it, kind of nice up until this point now. People are starting to struggle more and more, but things have been, relatively calm. You've been able to buy what you wanted to buy, for the most part. Okay, but those days are ending. All right, you're not gonna be able to say, this ain't gonna be the case no more. It says, even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. All right, the majority of people in this world, they're not watching out really what's going on the planet. They're too consumed with their own little lives, man, that they got going on, and being blinded by their dreams and all this kind of stuff, and they can't look at reality. of what's really going on. All right, so most of these people, they're going to be surprised and confused when, you know, it ends up being that they can't get any food anymore. You know, they're gonna be you know, completely stuck. All right, when that time comes. This is for many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine. Right, so there's gonna be a serious way that the Most High is gonna get a lot of people in this time to come. And a lot of people are gonna perish of famine. Okay, not a few. This is gonna be a worldwide event, man. So there's gonna be a lot of people around the world perishing of famine. Okay, and it, you know, like I said, it includes these so-called first worlds, you know, that, you know, we're supposedly living in, man. But you can see these places falling apart. You know, this ain't no pinnacle of society or civilization, man. This is all falling apart. All right. But anyway, it says, for many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. All right, and it's a terrible way to go out, you know, by famine, man. It's a terrible way to go, you know. But anybody that manages to circumvent that, okay, the Most High, you know, is still gonna send the sword after you. You're still gonna get taken down, and just be a different method. All right. So then the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them. For the earth shall be wasted, and the cities shall be cast down. All right. So famine is a very real part of these prophecies that are going to take place upon the earth, man. Okay. How long have I got? I want 6 minutes. Okay. And it's happened, you know, we've gone through it as a people, you know, the Israelites. Okay, we've gone through it, man, because of our transgressions. The Most High put us through situations like that. And I'm going to get this account. Okay, this is from Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 53. So, and this is, you know, while we was under siege, and technically, you know, this is what Esau is doing right now. He's putting the world, you know, under a siege. Okay, manipulating all the food and that kind of stuff, and basically starving the people by creating all these issues, right? All these complications. But anyways, verse 53 says, and thou shalt eat the fruit of thine own body, the flesh of thy sons and of thy daughters, which the Lord thy power have given thee, in the siege and in the straitness wherewith thine enemy shall distress thee. Okay, and Esau's setting up the same conditions again, man. So the whole world is going to be looking at this, man, and having to deal with this. You know, people that find it difficult to get food and are starving. You know, starvation make a man go crazy. You know, make a person go crazy. And you know, they got children or whatever, man. You know, they obviously they're weak and they're vulnerable. You know, they may just turn to eat them, man. You know, to satiate themselves. You know, and it's not like what I'm saying is you know, crazy or whatever, man, because these things have gone on in the past. All right, throughout history, and it's only, you know, it's just gonna return to it again. The only reason why you don't hear about it as much, you know, these days, is because of the abundance that we've enjoyed for all this time, you know, in these different countries. But some places, man, I still got famines in their countries. Cannibalism still does go on. You just don't hear about it so much, you know. But you're gonna experience a moment like this. This is verse 54 says, so that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil towards his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave, so that he will not give to any of them of the flesh of his children, whom he shall eat, because he have nothing left him in the siege, and in the straitness wherewith thine enemies shall distress thee in all thy gates. And the tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eyes shall be evil toward her husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter, and toward her young one that cometh out from between her feet, and toward her children which she shall bear, for she shall eat them for the want of all things. Okay, it's gonna get bad, right? And you know, it's gonna become that survival of the fittest type scenario. Okay, which is not really gonna be down to that. Okay, the survivors are going to be those that trust in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. But you know, these people, they're gonna be trying to survive at all costs, and so they're gonna make some certain sacrifices, man, in order to do that, man. Some unsavory sacrifices, so that they can live. Right? It says, for want of all things secretly in the siege, and straightness wherewith thine enemy shall distress thee in thy gates. All right, so the Lord's going to turn this upon the world, man. The world is going to have to deal with this. All right. Okay. Yeah. All right. So we're going to finish it up with this one, right? So I ain't got longer on this anyway, right? So it's 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 14, right? It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh. So, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. So like, yeah, and the course of their action shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. Okay, we just read, you know, where, you know, you turn against brothers and family members, man. You know, you're gonna have that going on, man. All right, friends shall fight as enemies, and all that's all in the scriptures, right? Because of this terrible time that's coming. All right, so the man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Okay, so you're gonna go raid your neighbors' houses, your friends' houses, and you know, whoever you can get to find food, because there's going to be a lack of it. All right, and those that don't find nothing, you know, that got children, maybe they got dogs or whatever the case, man, you're going to eat those in order to survive, man. You know, just like you see in them post-apocalyptic movies, man. You know, that's what they be doing, and that's what people turn to, man. People turn crazy. So I'll go back to what, you know, the beginning of the video, man. You're not yourself when you're hungry, you know, and you're gonna find out what you're really made of, man. You know, what you really are on the inside when the chips are down. All right, you know, I'm gonna end it there. So, you know, with that, I hope this is edifying. All praise to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, and you know, I'll catch you brothers and sisters on the next video, man. So till next time, I say shalom.